So it's nothing but SAS user.admit, correct? Now table is used to get the table format analysis. Okay, let's say if I wanted to only get to know about this, let's say for age. So if I'm categorized for age, so I'll say age. So if I execute, I'll get the analysis to be in an output data sets, in an output window, correct? So it's saying no one age is repeating. So every age is unique in a data sets. Getting it? So number of frequency which we are getting it's a unique one. Now, if you try to get this frequency for your for gender, let's say the gender which is mentioned called sex. Okay, if I try to get it that, they'll say how many male and how many female are there. Correct. It's giving me a result where it's saying me there's a total account is 21. In this, there will be a female is 21 and male is 11, 10. Correct. Now, if I extract this output into output section, so let's say output is equal to new. So what will happen? The output is going to be saved into a new block, which is nothing but if you go and work, if you're able to look, this is the analysis which they saved it. The same analysis which is there here. Getting it?
Okay, okay. So a new data set will be created basically.
Yeah. So basically, this analysis you can use for further analysis purposes.
And the name of this data set will be जो भी out के बाद जो भी लिखना है मुझे.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, got it.
So let's see, you have a more amount of a data set for let's say whole year, and they wanted to summarize data set. Let's say they wanted to know how many people bought this insurance or how many people are paying it based on their occurrence. So you're able to know do that, correct?
Okay, yeah. And then query program 96.
9.6.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go up.
yeah. So इसमें there is this statement proc print के नीचे title नीचे proc print.
Okay.
Proc print var dob day and then these two hyphens.
So ideally, what is the use of this? If you look at this particular data set, okay, you have day, correct? You may be having DOB day and year, correct? And rest of many data set be there. Many variable will be there, correct? So if you look at over here, the same example you can quote over here. If you go back to your data set, you might have many columns. So here it's not showing. If you go to SAS user.admit, you will be able to see. So you have n number of variable over here. Okay. But I am interested to print only from sex to weight, correct? So it's a bit difficult to mention all those names, correct? So what I do now, if you use print data is equal to SAS user.admit, if I'm trying to do with this, and I'm focusing, these are the variable to be appeared. So I'm telling it variable to be appeared from your age for sex to weight, let's say. I can say sex, double check, IGHT. So while getting output, what will happen? You are getting output starting from sex to weight. So whatever is there in between these variables, so starting from sex to weight, everything is going to be covered. So
Okay,
you don't want to write these names along, which is there in between this, correct? So
okay.
generally it helpful. Otherwise, what will happen? You have to end up with writing all those names.
Yeah.
So if the name is different, then you can put the sequence automatically. Whatever it comes under that, they'll automatically take it into account and they'll give you the output.
Okay. Yeah.
Any doubts?
No, no. अच्छा one query so अभी जो हमने जैसे last पे program 99 में था out हमने use किया था out new so for example if मैंने कोई library बनाई है, I have written my first the original program in that library, and if
Okay.
I use the word out is equal
Uh,
to new, so in new this will get stored in that library only, this will go
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
workflow.
No, 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 no. See, we have a
Okay,
base. I created the base library, correct, by own self.
okay,
So I
okay.
can write base dot.
Oh, okay,
So,
based on. Okay. So I can basically move it to any library if I want.
yeah,
Okay, got,
got
got
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay. So you able to look at this date function, correct?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, by the way, do you have these original data files as in to Ron Cody, which is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
in that?
I'll share that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sure, sure.
Or there is a answers for all questions which is there in all
Mm-hmm.
chapters we have. So,
Okay, okay. No, I just want the data files into the questions which
oh, okay, okay, okay,
access it. From
okay,
that standpoint.
okay, okay, okay. I'll share it today. I'll upload it
Yeah.
in your folder itself.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm not interested in answers, but because उससे फिर वो गलत tendency हो जाती है use करने की.
नहीं नहीं नहीं
So,
नहीं,
but
good.
I want yeah.
Oh, this is very important chapter. If you might heard about this concept called SQL, correct?
Yeah.
So here we are trying to do SQL through your data steps. We are going to perform each and every task through your data steps. So first, if you look at this introduction, they are talking about subsetting a data set. So if you can relate, subsetting is nothing but if you have a bigger amount of a data set, if you wanted to keep a smaller data set based on some condition. Let's say I have a data set which shows me related to your male and female data. I wanted to separate keeping a single male for a data set simple and another data set for female. So I need to divide by using the filter, correct? So which is I can use it through if condition, correct? So if will give you the options where you use a keyword called output to convert into two parts, correct? Remember, we were trying to do it in
Yep.
so
Yep. Yep.
here output keyword will use to divide the data into two parts. Okay, so how we used it? So nothing but data, and if you're trying to create the variables, or if you're trying to create the data set, so you need to mention the data set. Let's say I'm going to mention male and female data set. I'm going to create and set I use to refer from this particular library. Nothing but SAS user.admit. So if you wanted to divide into two parts, if you have only if you wanted to create a smaller data set from a bigger amount of data set and you have only one condition, so you can use the where clause. But if you have a requirement to keep many condition, correct? So where will won't help me over here, correct? Because it only segregate once. We'll get this mail data related. But if you have many conditions, so you have to remove this and you have to go with nested if condition, correct? Or you can have a normal condition too. Only a true condition you can write it also. Then output as a keyword, then I should say you should go to mail, correct? Now I can keep one more true condition. If I try doing it, I'll get two data set based on both filters. So one related to female, one related to male. This is the one way of doing subsetting, correct? Another, if you want, if you are not sure about that, and if you have many condition, so you can keep a nested if, that also good. So you can find out, else if there won't be mistakes. I don't have mix, I'll keep the mix. If I go ahead and execute, what will happen? First true will get executed. Then after this is going to be false, then it will come to next line. And this is going to be executed. If this true is getting met, then we will be getting output into female section until unless. Then if it is not matching, then go to the else part. If you go back and log, if you look, so we have a 10 data set for your male and 10 for female and 0 for your last one. Getting it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is nothing but a subsetting of a data set. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So they are talking about this. Create. So first one is subsetting. There's creating one more subset in the data set, more than one subset. So you always use if condition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another, they are talking about adding an observation to a data set. So let's say you have a per day observations, correct? And you have a similar column. So
Ravi, just a moment. Someone just a moment.
yeah. So here we are trying to add the observation. Okay, let's say you have 3 days of observation, correct? And you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make a consolidated of one day, one final data sets, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Same file you're receiving on a per day. Let's say you may receive the file from a client or someone they're sending on per day, and then say, okay, every day data sets you have ID, name, and their transitions, correct? So they keep on sending to you. And after 1 month, they said, give me a final file which consists of all those days, correct? So you already knew that they are sending me a data set, a data file on each day with these many variables, correct? So you
Mm-hmm.
may require to consolidate it and make it as a one, correct? So for that
Mm-hmm.
you always use two options. We have two options. One is via set, one is via append.
Yeah. Set timer. Yeah.
Okay.
Set timer.
So what set does, if you keep, let's say we have here, I wanted to create the final data set, data final, correct? So we have male data and we have female data. So I wanted to keep female data below of male data. So this is going to be saved according to that. So first male will taking into account into final, then again female taken into account. If you go and look at this data set, you'll be having final with male and female.
So Ravi, in this case, male and female are names of columns. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm,
No, male and female are named data sets, right?
yeah.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay, but it's not taking into account. Wait, this will have a look. It should process. Got it. So
Mm-hmm.
now another case is there. If let's suppose you are getting a data set on daily basis, ID, name, and let's say you're getting locations, TRANS, and few day they are keep adding. This is nothing but name. After 5 days, they are keep added one more column called location. Correct. So now, if you try appending, and they said, okay, don't keep location as a variable in a final data set. Keep whatever common is there in your data set. Correct. So it bit difficult if you have location. So your requirement is to come make a one data set where should have only a common variable which is available in those both those 30 days data set. So for that case, if you are looking only a similar variables to be added in a final data set, you use proc append. So how proc append works? It's only work for similar group of elements. If it's there in all data set, then it only will do appending. So now if you try doing it, let's say I'll create one more variable. Okay. So let's say I'll create one more variable. So data new set mail CAT location is equal to Delhi. Okay, now if you go and look at the data set, okay, there will be one variable mail will be added to your data sets. Your location as a Delhi to be added in your data sets. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
if you try appending both those data set, if you look at the final data set, so my go and look at the final data set. There is a column which is created as location, but nothing will be available for female because as for female, we don't have location variable over there. So now my requirement is that I don't want to add while appending it. Correct it. So whatever the similar variable is there in both those column, I wanted to take into account, not
Okay. Okay. Okay.
in this case. So you have to use the function called keyword called proc append. So proc append will help you over here. So nothing but proc append. So proc append is a keyword which append the file one below. So it is nothing but vertically it's keep on adding the number. So you have to mention the base file in on which file you wanted to add another files. So mail is my base file, but always remember it. Create the dummy variable data set, then keep on adding it. So before that, I should have a dummy variables in between so that based on that I can keep on adding the variables. Because if you look female does not consist of your locations, but your male consists of. So my target is to add on the female data set, I should add male data set so that I should not get locations. Correct. So if I tried female and the data which I wanted to add as male. So we already knew that in a female we don't have locations, but in male we have a location. If you try doing it,
Mm-hmm.
so now if you go female, okay, procedure not found. Okay, just have a look. Base run. Okay, this is the keyword. Why it's not trying it?
I think it's APPEND. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. App.
END.
E. Yeah,
Is it?
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Thanks.
Oh.
So I always confuse with so many keywords
Yeah. Right. Right.
because I'm trying to create one again because I have to take advanced level of training to worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Basic already finished. There was a 35 people join from
Yeah. Yeah.
all over the
And
world.
in your organization. Yeah.
Yeah, again it's going to happen for advance.
Oh. Okay.
So that is a bit difficult
Oh. So.
because the audience will be senior managers above than that.
Oh. Okay.
This time I handled. Next time it's big difficult for me. Let's see. This
Yeah.
time it was good. Okay, so we are using this
Mm-hmm.
append key, but what will happen with the help of append? Whatever there in your base file, based on that same variable, we are trying to look it into your mail file. If it is not available, we won't do append. So if you go back and log, if you see no pending done because anomaly is listed above. So what is that? Variable location was not found on base file, correct? Which is available into your only a mail file, correct? So we won't do any appending.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go and look at this appending is not happening it now. So to do appending, to take it same variable into account, you have to use a keyword called force. So what is happening over here? You have a final file, you have a base file as female. I wanted to add this male data below this final female data, and with the help of keyword, what will with the help of force keyword, what will happen? By forcefully is trying to take all those variables which is similar to male and female, which is extra in your male, I won't take it into account. So location I will drop with the keyword of force. I'll do appending, but location is not required for me. So I'll say whatever is similar, whatever the variable is similar as female variables, then take into account and give me the merge data. So now if you go and run this query, no error will be there in backend. Okay. So if force is specified, so dropping and truncating will occur. So we dropped few variables from there, correct? And we got 10 observation from the another data set. If you go and look at that, so under female, we added male data, correct? Under female, we have male data now. So this is the append where we are not taking location into account. So why this is useful? Let's say you have whole month of a data and client says, this is my current variable should be there in my final data set, correct? So what you can do, you can keep these names and keep adding this file. So you can have so many base file over here, correct? You can keep so many base file, and here you can keep a dummy data sets where only the variable should be there. So dummy, how will create the dummy data set? Let's say I can create data. Let's say this is final dummy. I can say there only want to capture the variable name. So female we have, if I say OBS equal to 0, it means I'm not taking observation into account, correct?
Yeah.
With the help of this, I'll able to create the dummy variable file. So if you go look at this is a dummy variable file. Getting it? These are the dummy variable files. You have all variables, but you don't have any observations, correct? So what you can do, this observation, you can take it into account over here. Nothing but you can keep this as a final. Below this key, you keep adding the data sets. Getting it? So if I trying to add male, I'll able to add male based on this final dummy. So now there will be a data over there. Getting it?
Can you just repeat how do you? So I have okay. I have created the dummy file, and how do I add data to using proc? Acha, I just type final dummy.
So what will happen now? Someone said, okay, take this as a template. So in a template, there should not be any file data, correct? There should not be data. You're going to capture the variable name or a column name. So here I did same thing. I created the dummy template, and based on dummy template, I keep on adding the data. Got it?
But it's like female. How can you remove the female?
No, I just adding male. Then I can add female later.
But the location.
First I'll run this. I won't be having male female data. I'll be having only male data. I'll keep trying executing this. I'll be getting dummy data sets. Correct. So I think you have to add it again back. So you need to run for female again. So what will happen? Female is going to be added into dummy data set again back. Getting it? So even though location, if is there in your male data set, it won't take it into account. So you have to run this run this through a macro. So for this, I can create the macro easily way to interpret it. I can keep the macro name. I can say these variable is going to be keep on adding it. Correct. I can say new. So what will happen now? I'll show you. I wanted to make this final data set cleaned. Correct. The percentage MEN demand. I can use app. So now my requirement this to be added, correct? So I can keep ampersand new. I'm creating this macro variables, which will, if you have 30 number of days or 30 number of files, so how will do by using macros again back, correct? So we know that this is the my common file. So I'll run this first. Okay, this is your final by using set, and I created one more into mail locations. I created dummy, so like this. Now I'm creating a macro where I'm trying to execute through so many different data set. So now what will happen? This will be my final dummy data sets. On this dummy, I have to keep add this new data sets. So I can say, okay, percentage app, first data set will be your, you wanted to add what? Mail, correct? Then again, you can create this. You can say I'll add female. Correct. So we have two files. Now, if I run this macro, if you go and look at this, nothing is there in dataset. Got it? So now I created this macro. Now, if I go ahead and execute this only, I'm not going to execute this. There's nothing related to me. If I execute this, and now if you go back and look your dataset, the final dummy. No, there should be a problem somewhere. I need to look again. It was not releasing it. Okay. Now zeroth observation. Okay. So now proc append base force new. Okay. Now same query is working. I don't know earlier why it was not working. If you go look, now we got this many data sets. Now I don't run this. I will run only this female. Now look at this. What is happening? It again back. Correct. Got it. So we don't. I created this macro, which is nothing but a macro file, which is now be here. Only we need to mention if you have 10 number of files, you keep adding it. It is keep changing and keep appending it. If it is for some other related files, you can write it mix. It will keep adding the number of rows. So I don't want to run this query. I can hide it and delete it. So for me, not important now. Got it? So if you go and look at it back again, all the things. See from here to till here, if I execute. So now your final data set, nothing you have, correct? I don't want to run any query. Macro is already created. If I run this two query, only I'll get the data. Got it? So macro will help you to minimize your repetitive task. Go ahead and look at this. This is general macro. This is general append query, correct? You should have a final file. You should have a base file, and you should have a data which need to be added on this final file, base file, correct? You'll be keep doing on that. So again, this is called interleaving data sets. We try to use the by statements. So by is nothing but to sort your data. Okay. So that is nothing but your sorting procedures. So the keyword is proc sort. So sorting will be done through your ascending and descending, correct? And sometimes what happen if your number of occurrence is duplicate, for that also you can use the so many keywords we have. So proc short, start with proc short data you need to define on which data set you wanted to apply. Let's say I'm going to apply for mail. Correct. So this is the general sorting procedures. Okay. I use the keyword called by and watch what variable we wanted to sort. So let's say we have high, low, or somewhere. So apply for 6. So run. So now what will happen if you try doing this sorting procedure? This will have an effect on your final data set, so original data set. Correct. So if you wanted to not to disturb your final data set, okay, and you wanted to keep a new data set which have an effect which sorting you are trying it. So you can use the keyword called output. Okay, and I can write mail 1. So what will happen? Mail 1 will get created and data set will be sorted based on. So mail, nothing was there in mail. So I'll take final into account. Okay. So I can take final into account. So now if I go in final, let's have a look of date. I can apply on date instead of looking on that. So if you go execute it, your date will be sorted based on ascending and ascending order. Now if you go look mail 1, your date is sorted. Now if you wanted to do descending of your date, you have to write the keyword called DASC and DING. And that should be in front of your variable name. So this descending will be having effect on date. Correct. If I'm adding one more variables, if you go and look at this, I'm adding sex as a variable. Now if you go look at the data set, so mail 1. Correct. Now this is called dual sorting. So now you are sorting based on descending. This is based on descending. Correct. And within the group, okay, within the group, this variable is ascending. Got it?
Yeah.
And we let's say we'll add one more data set in that particular data set again back. So let's say in a final which we have, I'll again add female and male. If you go and look at the final data set, you will be having more number of observations. That is nothing but the duplicate one. Okay. So duplicate in the sense the row is duplicate. Getting it? So if I wanted to delete the number of duplicate rows, so we use the keyword called node. Nodedup. So nodedup what does over here, based on your particular duplicate rows, it's look for particular duplicate rows and delete according to that. So I'll use the keyword again below as ID or something. It's not important that much. Now if you try running this, and if you go ahead and look at this mail file, you all have only the original data set. We are not taking a final duplicate observation. Getting it?
Yeah.
So it eliminates a duplicate number of rows. It's going to focus on rows. If any duplicate rows are there, it automatically eliminates it. So again, we have nodup key. So key is nothing based on your ID keyword. So if there is a number of duplicate in your particular ID, it automatically deletes. If you go ahead and look, so I'll focus on you focus on your act label. So we have 3. So in this case, you will be getting only 3 data, 3 observations. Because here we are not going to focus on row. Here we are going to focus on only the act label. Now if you go and execute this, if you go and look at this mail, only you have 3 observations, correct? Because if you're writing key, it applies on only on this particular variable. If there is any duplicate, it removes. Got it?
Yeah.
So another keyword we have called PUPOUT. So which is nothing but dupe out. Dupe out nothing but, let's say, keeping it mail 2. So if try doing it, what will happen? Number of duplicate is going to be saved into mail 2. So you have these many duplicates. Getting it? And in a mail one, you have only the unique one. Same you can apply with your no dupe key, no dupe also. If you want number of duplicate to be out, you can, if you're executing it. So the in a mail 2, you'll be getting number of records as 0. It means they're saying there's no duplicates. So these are unique, they're saying it. So we have 42. If you go ahead and look at that, how much we have? 42. So I should mention all those variable name over here. Otherwise, it won't happen. So we need to mention all those variable name over here. Getting it? So whatever the variables you have, based on that, only they are going to remove all duplicates. If not, this is not going to work out now. So Control Z by got it. Now we need to define all those variable names. So in a mail 2, you're getting these many duplicates. These are the duplicates, correct? Now if you go to the mail 1, these are unique one. Got it? So with the help of all, we are trying to get all those variable into account by keyword, and we are trying to eliminate the duplicate number of rows. So the keyword was, so first you do it by no dupe key, correct? Nothing but you're trying to be focused on your unique variables. So let's say for anything, so ID, if it is duplicate, we'll focus on our ID and we'll keep only the unique ID. Got it?
Yeah.
Then we talked about to do ascending and descending based on.
So what is the difference between no dupe and no dupe key?
See, no dupe will remove the number of duplicate rows. In terms of, we are talking about these number of rows. If it is duplicate, we'll remove it. If it is same rows are available, we'll remove with the help of no dupe. But with the help of no dupe key, we focus on only single variables.
Okay.
Got it? It generally happen. Let's say you have a 10 days of a file. Suddenly, what you did, you while copying it, you copy it one more times. So to avoid that, if you run later this query, there will be no duplicate. Correct? There will be no duplicate rows. There will be all unique rows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another way is that if you collected the number of people, okay, and you collected the number of transaction, correct, and you wanted to know how many unique transaction, like how many unique IDs there. So you'll be putting filter based on your ID only, correct?
Yeah.
So that will do into account. Now, if you talk about combining details and summarizing data, there's options with the help of frequency, all those things, you will be able to summarize your data. Now, merging two data sets, which is important. So now here we are trying to do append vertically, not horizontally. So another case will go with the Excel data like this. Okay, so this is your data set, and this is another data set. Correct?
Yeah.
So now this is your one table, okay, and where we have these many informations. So this is, I'll keep it aside over here. Correct? You have two tables. One table consists of your ID, name, and amount. Let's say this is your one table, which is nothing but the time which you are opening an account. So you are opened account like this, correct? They provided you ATM card, correct? So I'll not keep this, I'll keep location. So this is nothing but Delhi, the correct. So now these particular ID, nothing but you keep considering into a particular account. I'll keep this as a heading as account, and this I'll keep account. Correct. Now these two data set you have, correct? One, at the time of opening an account, you might feed it these details, correct? And the time of account and the time of transaction you're doing like this. So a first user, okay, the name called A opened account with 500 rupees, correct? It's same like this, correct? Now this is the ATM card given to you. You went to ATM and try to withdraw the money, correct? While withdrawing, they're capturing your data and say, okay, this is the account number in your ATM table, and from location Delhi, and they are withdrawing a transaction of 100 rupees, maybe 200, maybe 300. It is happening for different user, correct? So these are the table is there. If a bank, so now bank wanted to update this information here, correct? It means if a transaction one did 100 rupees transaction, it should update it over here. Sometime what happen in ATM, you can find out the update is not happening, it correct? It happens. Sometime what happened, you have withdraw the money and money was not came out from ATM, and suddenly the balance got deducted and it's updated in your account. You might seen these type of situation happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. So this will be your ATM machine table. Okay, in an ATM machine table, these are the information they are capturing it. So there will be one more table which says number of 500 how much was there, okay, number of 1000 how much was there, number of 2000 how much was there. Let's consider this is a separate table. In within this ATM, that's why they are keeping one more transaction table as this. There might be a different cards, so it is not like they'll only withdraw with only a same number of cards. So they might be using ICC bank card, Axis bank card, all those things, correct? So now what happened over here, so whatever the information you have in this side, this is called your left information, which is a primary information. This is your secondary information, correct? Now if I try, if I take any money, so it should update over here. So I'll try creating one more automatic variable which won't appear. It help me to do calculations. Correct. Now I created two more extra variable which is already not there in table. I'm creating it for my purposes. So in every programming this will be there. So I created, okay. I said, okay, this is one. In the behalf of this table, is it present or not? Correct. If these account are present over here, I'll keep one over here. Correct. Okay. If this second account is available here but not available here, we'll put 1 is here, 0 is here. Correct. Because this is not available. So I put I am present, but this is not available over here. Getting it? So another case I'm saying 5 is available with me. Is it available over here? So I can say okay, 1 1. Correct. I said 7 0 0. So it means I'm going to conclude over here. So we have everything over here, not with there. Correct. So now if I say in both those table with the EMP1 with respect to a account, so wherever the condition met like this, if EMP employee equal to 1 and in hours is equal to 1, give me those data set. How many data will get? Only these records will get. Correct. We'll get these or these records. And if I'm looking something from this information, so what will look up over here? So I look these many information. I look for this person did a transaction for this money amount. Correct. Correct. So this is the actual information we got. There is nothing but your inner join query. It means we are trying to find out the unique detail from which is available in those both those tables. We'll go update later. Okay, we got this information, correct? So where I say people did a transaction of 100, correct? They did a transaction of 100 and 400. These are the account. Later I'll do minusing of this to minus of this data sets. So whenever this account hit, automatically it minus it. This is a separate part. Now, sometime I say, okay, I want information from first table and I want all information first table and I wanted to know who is performing a transaction, who is not performing a transaction, correct? From the particular bank or for particular ATM. So I'll get to know about this. I'll copy this into account, correct? And we have few more detail from another ATM transaction table, correct? Where we'll be having one related information and we have a 5 related information, correct? So with the help of this information table, I can say, okay, few of my account are performing transaction on different ATM and few of account is not performing any transactions. For these account, I can give them some, basically it happens. Now I received the mail from my Axis Bank because for 150 days I am not using my ATM debit card for any of the transactions. So what happened? They suddenly sent me a mail stating that you are not using your debit card. Correct. So they might be checking if I do transactions, so they will be matching with the transaction table. If not, they'll be sending a mail. Correct. So now I got this information as matching with my left information, correct? So which are the account is not performing. Same thing I can do in a reverse way. This ATM machine wanted to know a person account number, correct? So from which account, and so account number we have. So I just wanted to know what is the name of that particular person, correct? this all transaction which is happened, correct? I'm just doing with one bank. So that's why when you do your Nifty transaction or something, they cross verify. This all those detail and they transfer your money. So now I'll get to know these person. So that's why when you entered your card, when you enter your amount, this amount detail goes to your bank table and they check these many balance you have to withdraw or not. Correct? They suddenly process this update query. And if you have information, then only they give you money. If not, they'll say you don't have enough balance. So let's say you are withdrawing money into Bank of Baroda and you opened account into ICICI Bank. So amount is there in ICICI Bank and you are withdrawing from Bank of Baroda. So both are different entity, correct? And you're trying to withdraw money. So one is to use to hit into another account and use to get the information of that based on your account detail, correct? In a magnetic strip in the back side, every details will be available. Getting it? So now what will happen if I wanted to know the information? I'll hit over here. I'll get to know, okay, these are the balance available with this particular person. So what is the name of a person? So I'll get the information of this AA. I'll have a look. Okay, I'll say, okay, this is the name. So suddenly when you enter your ATM card, you'll get to know about your name display. Correct? And if you're trying to enter your ATM pin, then you'll get insights. So they're going to get the information of amount. So now for 5, I should have information, which is nothing but here. Correct? So for these, we don't have any information. Got it? So this is nothing but when I'm trying to fetch information from right table. When I'm trying to fetch information from left table, I'll get this table. Getting it? And from right table, I'll get the information like this. Correct? Got it? Able to get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Another is there, which we say, I just wanted to know what are the transaction not available in both those table.
Yeah.
So what will happen? If you compare 1 and 1, it is there. So I'll say this is not there here and this is not matching with here. Correct? This is not matching, this is matching here, this is available over here. This is not available here, this is not available over here.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
So what I can do, if I say wherever 0 is there, give me those accounts. So I'll get details like this. So this information talks about that which is not matching in both those tables. Getting it? So those accounts don't have any informations. I'll save from first table, and again you knew that these are sorry. So this is nothing but account number. So you have this detail where it is not matching with your table. And again you'll say 3 200 transition is not related to me. So this is nothing but your 3 and these transitions and your 6 nothing but Bangalore transitions. So we don't have authority to do this work because we won't able to perform this task. There's nothing but the saying what are the information is not capturing in both those table. Yeah. So this is nothing but I'm just trying to get the information which is not available in those both those table.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is nothing but your outer join. So when you go and Google it, So this is nothing but this information. Correct. If you say A union B, you'll get these details, which is available in this both those data. Correct. If you're trying to get this will be a full join. So we are combining all information from both those tables. And this is nothing but your left information, which is mapping with your second table. So A union B, correct. And third is right join, which is nothing but you are trying to get the information from a right table, and if it is matching with your left table, give me those information. Getting it? And this is nothing but your Cartesian product. Actually, this is happening when you have one too many, and if you're when you're not trying to keep any primary key in both those tables. So now everything is going to be performed on your primary key. So that primary key in the sense, the primary column should available in this both those tables. So either it may be ID or location, whatever it may be. Correct?
Yeah.
So this was all concept about your this till here we are using it. So now how it is going to performed in data steps. So if you look at this, we are trying to create this automatic variables, correct? Which will help me to analyze from both those tables, correct? Yeah. So now pre-request before doing merging is sort your data. Sort both data set. You need to sort both those data set, and common variable should be there in both table. Correct? So this is the requirement before doing it. Okay. Sort both data set, and common variable should be there in both those table. Getting it? So this is the requirement while doing a merging. So here, let's say this is my common, this is my something common. Okay. So now if I go ahead and look at this, correct? Are you there?
Hello. Yeah. Yes, Ravi.
Okay. I thought. So now if you look at this, now again I'm explaining it, then we'll go with book. So you have a data like this. So first data set is A, first, second is B. And if you try to do inner join, what will happen? You'll get only 3 and 4. This is nothing but intersection. Correct? Because 3 and 4 available in this both the tables. Same happening with left join. So you'll take everything from a left account and you will try to find out is there in right table or not, which is nothing but B table. Right join is nothing but you'll take it all those account from your B table, which is nothing but your right table, and look at from your A table. Full join is combining all those data. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we'll go one by one. So you have this data, correct? So this is nothing but talking about serial number and age. And second data, you have gender and weight. And third, you have color. Now if you try to do merge, because merge works horizontally, not vertically. Now if I try to do merge, if you go and look at the output, it will be two weird output. Now what is happening? If you go and look at this output and compare with your data set, you have 100, 45, female 56, black white. But okay, another thing is there, for which ID it's a female and which ID male, we don't know. Correct? Getting it? By looking of a second table, we won't get to know about what information is that. For 100, it is black, white, or your white only. We don't know. Getting it? To avoid this type of mistakes where we're trying to do merge, so we should have a primary key in this both those table. Correct?
Yeah.
That is nothing but I'm using a primary key, which is a common variable I introduce over here by using SC number. Correct? In this table, we have SC number. Don't look at this information. And another table, we have same thing. Correct? But here, what we have a common over here called ST number in both those tables.
Yeah.
So now based on SCL number, we wanted to look the value which is available in this both those tables. Getting it? So now if you go below, so first I said the condition is I should sort both those data set, correct? So I try sorting it both those data set. One is demo, second is medication by a variable which is common in both those tables. Correct? Now if I do merging now, and if you look at the data set again back, so nothing but demo. Correct? Now whatever the information you're getting, this will be unique in both those tables. There should not be any mismatch. So if you go back and look at this data set, look at the output again. So 100, 101, correct? We have these many information, we have these many values available. So accurately we are saying either it's a mixing or it's a juggling within your data sets. Getting it? We are able to get the correct value. Where we are not trying to do any type of merging. We are just joining it. Just looking a value from one table to another table, correct? So information is perfectly clear, correct? There's no mismatch with any information. Got it? So now another way where you wanted to do different type of joins. Now this is a simple join we have performed. So another case we are trying to do without a by. So we are not using a by keyword and we are trying to do a merge. So seam demo I will look without a merge. So data sheet is already sorted. So first I'll run this, then I'll execute. If you go look at this, look at this data sets. We're getting 102, 45. See this. We're getting 102 and age is 45. The merging which is performing without a by, there's so many mistakes which is a cross join.
Yeah. Yeah.
So ideally we should not avoid using by keyword, correct? Getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what you can do, there is in a book, if you go through and read, there is an option. Okay, so whenever you wanted to perform join without by, it will work, but you can keep one more option to be enabled. So if anyone trying to do a merge without by, they should give me a pop-up message, or not a pop-up message, you should give me a log message, because for that there will be a no message in log if you are using without by. Okay. So now, if you go below, now we are trying to create new data set call. I'll delete this. So we are trying to create one X event data set and one more an X event data set. We have a two data sets, correct? And when we're trying to create one more data set, so we have X event 1 and again we have X event, correct? So we are try sorting both those data sets. Try sorted, did it. So now there is a concept appeared over here, which is nothing but your in concept, correct? So now we earlier what we did in merge, we are not creating this one, correct? We was not creating it, correct? Now what we are trying over here, in first variable which you have X event, this in this we are going to create this backend automatic variable. Getting it? Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to create this. Is it audible?
Yes.
We are trying to create this X event. Okay, in X event, we are trying to create one more variable called var1, correct? Same which we have seen in Excel. So these are the automatic variables, correct? We are trying to create for both those two. Okay. We are getting one more variable over here with the name of var1 and with the name of var2. Okay, this is in the backend. We are creating it. So now we are telling it serial number we have already sorted. We are trying to do merge based on ST number. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now what we are trying over here, we are looking at seeing one concept over here, which should present in both those tables. We created automatic variable, backend automatically works for this, and I want query to be executed where I say I want, instead of that I'll keep as var1. Now this has become var1 and this has become var2. Got it? So now same query is built in a backend, and I wanted to match 1 1 in both those table. If 1 present in a backend, give me those output. Getting it? So what will happen here? Whatever the output will get, this will be all unique, correct?
Yeah.
This will be only a match available into both those tables. If you go back and look, 109 and 134 only available in both those tables. 109. So 109 over here, 134 and 134 here. Got it? Yes?
Yeah.
So same thing, we have different query. So now this is, we are performing through three type of data sets. So we were having a three data set, correct? Now in three data set, if you try looking it, so you have 109. Now I'm trying to look the common variable in both those tables, correct? So I should look 109 is available in both those data sets, here, here, and here too. 134 also available. Rest of them is not available in both those data sets. So you can perform an inner join for your three data set. Now if you try matching it, match 5, you'll get only 2 records based on three data sets. Getting it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now this is another one is there. When I say variable 1 is 1, variable 2 is equal to 0, it means we are trying to do which is available in left, not available in right.
Yeah.
If you go look match 1, correct? It is available in left, not available in right.
Yeah.
Getting it? This will be right order, left order.
Yeah.
Available in right. And the same thing similar, it is goes for right. So these is very useful thing we use generally in daily basis. Now this serial number 123 and 126 available into right table, but information in left is not available. Getting it? Got it?
Yeah.
And this is something which is not available in both those tables. Got it? So now next one is your left join, to which
Yes.
I should take data into account from only from left and trying to get the information from right. Get it? So 103, 109 and 103. This is something your left join.
Yeah.
Okay. And here we are trying to do, so remember always one thing, we are trying to do merge, both those common column should be on the same data types. If it is not, you have to make it into same data type. So let's say you are taking employee ID as a common variable. This common variable should be available into both those data table as same variable data type. And here we are into numeric, but above one is not in numeric, correct?
Okay. Okay.
So merge we won't perform, you need to convert it. We are trying to sort both. We are trying to convert this first data set by using input keyword. This I'll explain you later also. There is a function query after this class. You'll get to know. And here we are trying to do a merge over there. Getting it? Now we'll come to the point. Okay. I'll explain you things how it works over there. And here nothing but we are trying to do by where clause. If I wanted to create one more data set based on only single condition, correct? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use where clause.
Yeah.
Here you can drop if you don't want to include while filtering your data. Correct? So here, if you're trying to do one more data set to be created, you can use if condition. Correct? With output is zero.
Yeah.
So adding one observation to the data set, which is nothing but one below, you'll be getting output like this. Correct? Appending, nothing but. Now same thing, if you try doing it, if your variable name is not similar, in a set we try to create one more variables. So interleaving is nothing but if you sort your data, and if you try to merge, what will happen? You'll take one data from one account, one data from another account, keep adding like that. You need to read this all. Now combining data set is nothing but this is we are trying to do a means. We'll have a class separately for means. So we'll skip this now. So now we are talking about merging two data set. So first you need to sort both those data. Try to do a combined merge. This is nothing but your full merge. You'll be getting data like this. Then again, if you omit your by statement and try to do merge, you'll able to get the merge. But if you wanted to message to be appeared in your particular log, so you can generate this keyword. You can mention over there. If you try to do merge without by, it will throw you an error. So let's say if I execute this, if I execute and run a merge without a by, so we already perform merge without by.
Now, if I execute this query, and if you look at this log, you'll be having message. Not this. Message will be something different. Let me should be there. By doing merge of this, so if you go look at this log, it shows you a message. So no by statement was specified by merging it. Earlier it was not showing message. So now you need to specify these conditions. So based on that, whenever you do merge without by, they'll give you the message in your log window. Okay. So another is there.
Yeah.
So another, if you can make this also, this will give you a direct error. Go back. So wherever you're using it, merge without by, you keep it over there. So what will happen? It will give you the message. If I do that, if I try to perform a merge without a by, it will give you a log error. Getting it? That was a merge. Again, the in concept was applied over here. Again, it's nothing but to create the name of that person. This is nothing but to get the output into your log window. So this is not important as well because we are creating a new data set. Now in this case, we are trying using a condition. If both 1 1, 1 0, 0 1 or correct. So we are trying to add one more variable. So we can extract the data based on your joins also. So here we are trying to do first is the inner join, correct? And try to use your outer join also. So we are using output as a keyword. Getting it? Now this is nothing but one and keyword, the keyword which we use.
Yeah.
This is the data steps we are trying to do it. Again, this is the merging we are performing. If your same data type is not available, so you need to rename the data types. What will happen? In both those tables, you should have a similar variable name. Here we have ID, here we have employee ID. So either we need to make this EMP ID is ID or ID as EMP ID. Then we'll able to look at the value. Getting it? So now same here, if your value is not similar, you need to make this value similar. So what we are trying over here,
Yeah.
we don't have this value like this, correct? So we are trying to format options to convert this value. It is used to convert string to character.
Yeah.
Then we try doing merging, then it will happen. Otherwise, it won't happen. Merging, they should see if you're trying to look at the value, both values should be similar.
Okay.
Here we are doing same thing. This is one-to-one merge. Ideally, we are not using, but when you look at this bank-related transactions, if a bank wanted to know how many transactions performed by one account, so what they'll do, one side you have all unique bank account number, one side have multiple transactions, correct? In that case, you will perform only one-to-one many join. So for one account, these many transactions happen, correct? It's nothing but your one-to-many join. Generally, we won't use it's all one-to-many. Many to many, if in one side you have information, if you wanted to add from another table, nothing but you have many information in first table also, another table also many information. So you will do one to many over here. Getting it? Your output will look like this. Generally, we won't use this concept around. But you know, when you get the output, you should know what type of join is getting performed. And this is nothing but your update related query. Now, let's say you have a data like this, correct? So Big Bazaar always have a data like this. They said item code and this description and what is the price. Suddenly, if new price came, so they will not go ahead and change it by manually. So they need to run the update query. What will happen? You have this update information they have sent it by a company or somebody. I need to feed this information for this particular account, which is nothing but 204. So now, after updating, we should have a 17.87. For 175 account, we should have 25.11. So now, instead of merge, before that you need to sort both those data set, correct? Now, what you'll try to do it, you should use the update query and what information on which particular data set you wanted to update information, which is nothing but your price and which is the updated one you got it. So when you hit this, why this, what will happen with the help of item code, because you have detail updated by item code only. Now the price will get updated based on that. Getting it? This is nothing but your update query. Got it? Hello? Hello? Yeah, these ones. So in SQL chapter, we'll look at again same options.
Hello. Yeah.
So this was the end of the chapter. Then the data set.
Okay. Okay.
If possible, try doing it. If you have any query, then we'll solve next week also, because this is very important. Join is very important. Wherever you go. When you go to interview now, they'll ask join related question.
Which chapter, Ravi? Chapter 10?
No. This is your this
Okay.
chapter. So whenever you go for any interview now, they'll ask you SQL joins.
Okay. So which will be covered in next class?
So next class is, see, if you have any doubt in this class, in this section of your joins, merge, we'll cover it again back. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and look at for your numeric function.
Yeah, sure.
You have so many queries.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. The next classes we have your numeric function, then your character. You want to continue?
No, Ravi. Actually, internet बहुत unstable हो रहा है.
Okay. So, okay, then I'll save this video and document too. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.